Welcome to FHS Legacy Voices, the podcast where we celebrate the people who have shaped the history and spirit of Fuquay Arena High School. Today we're joined by Brittany May, a proud member of the class of 2003. Since graduation, she has gone on to serve as president of the Fuquay Arena Junior Women's Club and General Federation of Women's Clubs of North Carolina, director-elect of junior clubs. We're excited to revisit school memories and hear how their journey has shaped both their life and our community. And for listeners who may not know who you are yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey with Fuquay Arena High?
Sure. Hi, I am Brittany May, and I am born and raised in Fuquay Varina, and I have roots here since my family's been here since the 60s and 70s. So I am very familiar with the town and all the growth and changes that we've experienced. I currently live in downtown Fuquay with my husband, Jesse, who is also from Fuquay Varina, and our three children.
Alrighty. And what path did you take after graduation?
Sure. After attending Fuquay High, I knew that I wanted to go to the beach and live in Wilmington because it's beautiful. So I hit it straight down the road to UNC Wilmington for 4 years, where I majored in business administration and finance with a minor in Spanish because I loved my Spanish high school classes so much. So I went down there and I spent 4 years enjoying the beach, studying on the beach. Highly recommend to any juniors, seniors who may be looking for a pathway. So Seahawk alumni. And then I came back to Fuquay directly after graduating in 2007.
Well, I'm sure that must have been a change from the beach.
It was. But the traffic in Wilmington during the summer is
Mm.
not something that I loved. So I was eager to come back home.
We're glad you're back. We're glad you're back. And was there a turning point in your career or education?
Well, I really enjoy mathematics
Mhm.
and I enjoy business side of things. And I majored in finance. And so then I went into banking and I worked with the Fidelity Bank, which is headquartered here in Fuquay. And I was able to do some traveling with that career. And I traveled all over North Carolina and Virginia with them. And that was a really fun part of my career where I had lots of clients and customers in their hometown bank, and they are just fantastic. So I really enjoyed that part of my early career.
That sounds wonderful. What's one favorite or funny memory from your high school?
Well, there is a lot. As you know, it's so much fun to be in high school with the games and the trips and field trips. But I do remember one kind of funny story. We had a math teacher named Mr. Ray, which you may have heard about him from some of the other alumni colleagues we have. But Mr. Ray shaped a lot of people's lives in Pequot High, and everybody's trying their best to get an A in his class. And it was like algebra 2 or something. And he said, if you bring in 10 cans of food for the food pantry, then I will add 10 points to your grade. And so me and my besties, we were like, oh, well, what if we bring in 100 cans of food? Can we get 100 on the test? And he said, sure, thinking that nobody would ever get 100 cans of food and bring it into the school because nobody has a book bag that big. Well, little did he know that we went to Food Lion and bought 300 cans of food, and we obviously couldn't put them in our book bag, so we brought a shopping cart with us and took it up the stairs in the building, and we rolled it into his class with our 300 cans of food. Now, food was a lot cheaper back then, so but it still cost like $50 probably. So we rolled it in and we just thought we were hilarious. And he sees us walking into the shopping cart and immediately was like, no, you leave my class. This is unacceptable. So then we had to leave his class and return the shopping cart that we borrowed, not steal. We didn't steal it. But yeah, I do think we made the 100 because he was living up to his word and the food pantry got their canned foods that they were looking for.
I think that was a twofer.
Right.
Fun.
I don't think he said it the next year though.
Was there a teacher, class, or activity that shaped you?
Sure. I remember lots of the teachers. My Spanish teacher, I did travel overseas with her with Spanish Club. We did like a field trip to Spain with Spanish Club. So Miss Patano was amazing. I know that the graphics teacher shaped a lot of people's life. Mr. Ray, like I mentioned, I think Miss Bryant was another Spanish teacher that was amazing. Miss Elliott as well was a Paideia teacher. I don't think you guys offer Paideia anymore, but it was like a mix of social studies and debate and English, and they only offered it for a little while. But Miss Elliott also did Beta Club, and she was fantastic to work with, where she taught us like how to debate your ideas in a kind way. And so that was a really cool experience to have in English.
I'm sure, and that would have probably prepped you for the real world as well.
Definitely.
How has FEHS and Fuqua changed or possibly stayed the same since your time here?
Well, I have seen it change, but I am a proponent of healthy growth. And I am thankful for all of the opportunities and job opportunities that we have in Fuquay now.
Mhm.
There's a lot of really neat, like the factories, the pharmaceuticals within 20 minutes. And back a long time ago, although we had some wonderful, amazing, like Elliot's, the grilled cheese was just so good. So there was the soda shop, and there was some really great memories that have unfortunately gone away. There's also new places that I love so much, like Mason Jar, and there's outdoor breweries you can go to, and well, not if you're in high school, but there's lots of family friendly places. I mean, we've got great Indian food, we've got more than 5 Mexican restaurants to choose from. So, although Bojangles is still basically the same, I'm thankful that we have other places to spend time on the weekends that aren't just Coolies and Elliott's.
Oh, sure. And it's been very with the positive changes that I'm sure have been affecting you and your family and everybody else's family who's looking Fuqua. How are you involved in your community now?
Sure, I'm involved in a lot of ways, and I think that's how you guys found me. But the Fuquay Junior Women's Club has been a passion of mine for the last 17 years. And our club was about like 12 or 13 people, lots of them from Fuquay. So there was several um, other Fuquay High School alumni. Shout out to Angela and Rebecca, who have paved the way for the Fuquay Juniors. And we have done lots of good things in the community. That's given me an opportunity to also serve the General Federation of Women's Clubs on the district level and state level, which means go to international things. I'm headed to Arizona this summer, and I was in DC for a leadership conference in January. And so I've done a lot of good in the community. I feel like with that organization, I also volunteer at my church. I think that's an easy way that a lot of people could get involved if they are looking for somewhere to just help people. And then I think everybody should be involved in a PTA if they have children, even when the kids are in high school and middle school, because a lot of times when we have like kindergartners, first graders, we're very involved. And then they grow up a little bit and we think the school doesn't need them anymore. But in fact, they do, just in different ways. So I encourage everyone to be an approved volunteer for the local schools because schools need volunteers. I've even been here at this school volunteering for like there was a like money day, the power of money or something, where you pretend to be like a banker or you pretend to be a doctor and you help people learn about the finances of the real world for seniors. So that was a neat way to get involved here at the high school. So I think there's so many different ways. There's an elderly center down the road. We're making Easter baskets and adopting a senior that's not like involved with the juniors. I just happen to see it online. So I'm making that this afternoon. So I try to make every day me do at least one thing for people that's not my family or friends. If everybody spent a little bit of their time doing things for others, then the world would be a much greater place.
Thank you, and we thank you for your impact in the community and all the things that you do. And I'm sure that's reflects onto your family. And is there a project, program, or initiative you're especially proud of contributing to?
Well, with the Fuquay Junior Women's Club, there's kind of been a lot, but I'll try and tell you just some of my favorites. At South Park, we realized this was several years ago, like 10 years ago. We realized in Fuquay there wasn't a lot of playground equipment for physically disabled kids that needed a little bit more assistance on playgrounds. So we purchased the town a accessible swing, like a wheelchair accessible swing, and that was the first in our town since the town has made a couple more because I feel like they saw the community response to it and that it was used and for a lot of families. So we purchased that and including all the mulch and everything that goes with it. And they are very expensive. So we saved up for years for that. And then when the splash pad opened, we bought a wheelchair that is waterproof. So a child can go into the splash pad and not harm their wheelchair, possibly. We've also debuted teacher grants for all first time teachers if they apply. And we've awarded anywhere from 5 to 17 teachers different supplies for the school year. So those are a couple of the initiatives that I'm most proud of.
Thank you. And what has inspired you to give back or get involved?
My mom was in the Fuquay Juniors in like the 70s, and she donated her time to hospice or the food pantry or different places. And so when I grew up, I knew that you don't have to, but everyone should donate their time to people in need because most of us are so blessed with all of the things that we have that we should try and give our time to others.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. And if you could walk the halls of Fuquay now, what advice would you want to give the teachers and students here?
Sure. I have walked the halls a little bit while kids are in session, and there's just so many great high school kids like yourself that I feel like people don't always know that. But I would share that you can be lots of things in life, but don't forget to be kind.
Yeah.
And that doesn't cost any money. And why would you not make people smile around you if you have the opportunity?
I think that message needs to be spread more nowadays, honestly.
Definitely.
And if you could describe our school in one word, what would it be and why?
One word. Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity. There's lots of civic organization clubs. Shout out to the juniorettes because that's the um, junior club for under 18. And I've helped with that for several years. So, like, Juniorette Club is a club that you can join just to do community service projects. I know the Key Club does things like that. HOSHA, something like that. FCA, there's so many great clubs. There's sports that you can get involved with, and then your opportunities are endless with that, or organizations that do philanthropy, and you could go travel with the high school. You can now do community college at the same time. Like, there's so many opportunities. If you are looking for them, you're talking to your counselor, you're doing the right steps. Fuquay High School definitely opens up all of those doors.
Yeah. I see that. I see that. Thank you, Brittany May, for sharing your story with us. And thanks to our listeners for tuning in to FEHS Legacy Voices. Stay tuned for more alumni stories.